What's up, it's cinemashogun here, and I don't know how to feel about this little news story, so make sure you all let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. And while you're down there, make sure you hit that like button. We got to get those likes up, and make sure you subscribe. We are on the road to 100K, and YouTube is doing whatever they can to stop me from reaching that milestone. But anyways, as you all know, not too long ago, Friends star Matthew Perry was found dead in his hot tub. And a couple of days ago, his autopsy report came out. And it listed his cause of death as the acute effects of ketamine. Now, Matthew Perry was laid to rest. A lot of his co-stars spoke out and said a lot of nice things about him. And I felt like, you know, the usual stuff when a celebrity dies. Everyone shared their fond memories, sad stories, funny stories, stuff like that. And then you thought, you know, everyone was moving on until the next celebrity gets found dead in their bathtub. But now, some of Matthew Perry's friends are speaking out, and they're kind of throwing shade at him. They're kind of throwing dirt on his name in a way. And listen, even if what they're saying is true, which I believe it probably is, my question is this really necessary? The guy passed away. He was laid to rest. There was a period where everyone, you know, was speaking out. They put in their 2 cents. Everyone, you know, said their final words. And then a couple of days later, these so-called friends are now speaking out, saying all types of stuff. Now, one friend says that in Matthew Perry's last days, he was really angry and really mean because he was taking testosterone. Now, I've looked into it, and Matthew Perry was on a cocktail of different meds, just to name a few. He was on testosterone. He's taking stuff for anxiety. He's taking stuff for depression. He's taking stuff for weight loss. He's taking stuff to help him stop smoking. He's sucking on nicotine lollipops. And that's just to scratch the surface. That's just to name a few things that he was on. So now we know this dude was pumped with testosterone in his last days. And you know what's funny? Did any of you all participate in the DARE program when you were in school? Maybe when you were in elementary school or middle school, DARE would come and they would talk to you about drugs. It's like they always portray these evil drug dealers that will make you an addict as these street dwellers. Like these shady dudes on the side of the street. These shady dudes in alleyways that try to give kids drugs to make them addicts, right? And society overall, it paints this image, right? Of like this bad street dude in a hoodie, you know, giving kids drugs or giving people drugs. Oh my God, the evil drug dealer, right? But do you know what the reality is? Now, while there are obviously dealers on the streets that are creating new addicts every day, doctors are creating more addicts than anyone. So while they have painted this image of this guy in a hoodie in a dark alley selling drugs, the real image is the image of your doctor. All of these doctors that get so much praise, they're the ones creating the most addicts. They're the ones creating new freaking epidemics. People hooked on pain pills and you name it. People hooked on anxiety medicines, depression medicines. We got people all around America walking around out here on just a freaking cocktail of all types of stuff. And then they wonder why they feel weird or why they're emotionally unbalanced or why they're dealing with things mentally. Man, listen, I'm not a doctor. I am obviously not like the perfect example of health, But for the love of all things good, please, people need to chill out on taking all of this stuff. It's unnecessary. We've gotten to the point that they're creating new little terms for new little illnesses or new little whatevers every single day. Oh, you suffer from this. Here's 15 different pills. Oh, your back hurts. Here, take this. Next thing you know, you're addicted for life. So everyone looks at this dark, street level guy selling stuff. But in reality, it's the doctors, folks. The people that we hold to such high esteem, we put them on a pedestal, but really they're the drug dealers. But anyways, this one so-called friend said that Matthew Perry was mean and angry on testosterone. And now another friend has spoken out. And he says that Matthew Perry lied. That Matthew Perry was never, ever clean at all. That Matthew Perry was always an addict and he was lying to everyone about getting clean. But let's go ahead and dive into his actual comments to see exactly what he said. Here is what he said. He lied to everyone about being clean. He never was. It is very sad, The biggest lie he told was probably to himself. He could be quite a manipulative person when it came to the struggles with using. But it was such a struggle, such a battle, and he battled every day to the end. Now, these comments aren't necessarily ugly, vile, evil, mean comments. But the question still remains, for me at least, is this really necessary? My thing is, if you have something to say about someone, say it while they're here. If I have a problem with someone, if I have some sort of animosity or something negative to say, I'm going to express it while you're alive. I'm not going to wait for you to die to say something. You know what I mean? But that's the case here. It's like, okay, Matthew Perry's dead. He's not here to defend himself. Let me just go ahead and put these comments out there. And stuff like this, it tarnishes people's legacy. Everyone knew that Matthew Perry was struggling with problems. Everyone figured that he died as a result to him struggling with his addiction. The last memories we had were of like his friends, co-stars, and people in Hollywood speaking out about what a good, funny dude he was. That's the last little memory that we should have. That's the last taste that should have been left in our mouth when it comes to Matthew Perry. That kind of sounded weird, right? But that's the last taste in our mouth that we should have had when it came to Matthew Perry. But instead, now we got these other people pouring out. Like, what are you gaining from it? There's nothing to gain now because he's gone. Maybe if you spoke out while he was still alive, you could have got him more help. But now you're just kind of like, for what? For a little attention? To provide a couple of comments to a tabloid? I don't get what's the real purpose. Like, I believe that it's probably true. And that's what I want to hear from you all. How do you feel about this? You don't have to agree with me. Feel how you want to feel. Do you think this is kind of wrong? Because the dude's dead. There's nothing to gain from this information. It's not making this situation any better. If anything, it may make people look at Matthew Perry in a more negative light. So do you think it's okay? But at the same time, the information is probably true. So do you think that it's necessary? Do you think it's okay? How do you feel about this? If the information is true, we can't be fully upset because it's not like they're just lying on the dude's name after he died. My question is the timing. Like, was it necessary? So let me know how you feel about that down in the comments below. While you're down there, though, if you're feeling generous this holiday season, you could donate to the channel via Super Thanks or via Cash App. I will have my Cash App in the pinned comment of this video. But like I said earlier, make sure you subscribe, ring the notification bell, share the video, all of that good stuff. And I will talk to you all soon in the next one.